Hello, you know who I am, so I'm just gonna continue on with the video. This video is a review of multiple movies, but I'm not gonna spoil them because these movies are too good to be spoiled, and it's gonna be quick, hopefully. First, let's do Christopher Nolan movies that I've watched.
Yes, Christopher Nolan, one of the greatest movie directors ever. He'll never disappoint. The cinematography in his movies are insanely beautiful, and he is also known for mostly using practical effects in his movies and shooting them on location with no green screens. This has made the most awesome movie moments ever, but there are some films that do practical effects better. He directed the first five movies that I'll be reviewing. Now, finally, for the first movie I'm going to review is Nolan's Batman trilogy, which is technically three movies. This is one of the best works of Christopher Nolan. It's a trilogy about Batman all the way from an orphan to his sacrifice. The movies star famous actors such as Christian Bale as Batman, Michael Caine as Alfred, Liam Neeson, Aaron Eckhart, Gary Oldman as James Gordon, and the wise Morgan Freeman as Lucius Fox. Every actor did a great job of getting you immersed into the world of Gotham, especially Christian Bale. He plays Bruce Wayne perfectly. I think he plays Bruce Wayne's normal personality and his playboy persona better than Batman, but still, it's a Christopher Nolan movie. So it's like saying a golden statue looks better than another golden statue. Okay. Anyways, the special effects are great as they mostly use practical effects as CGI back then. Back in the early 2000s, it still sucks, with the only exceptions being Industrial Light and Magic's works on Lucasfilms, but they only work on Lucasfilm movies, and this is one of those movies, so it isn't a viable production option. So yeah. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yes, the special effects in the movies, they're great. For example, the scene of the Batmobile driving on the roof and the semi truck getting stopped by the Batbike. Now let's review Batman Begins. The first in the trilogy, Batman Begins made it onto theaters in 2005. It's a movie mainly about Batman's or Bruce Wayne's origin story from an orphan to the Caped Crusader. But there will always be villains in a superhero movie. This villain is the feared Scarecrow, played by the Peaky Blinder himself, Cillian Murphy. I think that's how his name's pronounced. He'll attack Batman with his own fears, and Batman will have to overcome them. But he isn't the only villain in this movie. Overall, it's great, especially in the acting, and it's also one of the stepping stones to one of the greatest Batman movies ever. Yes, The Dark Knight came out in 2007. This is a movie that tells you what chaos is. This movie knows how to make you feel like you've seen hell. In this movie, Batman goes after a villain like a normal superhero movie, but the villain is not what you expect for your everyday villain, but an agent of chaos.
never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the neck. See?
You wanted me. Here I am.
And you didn't disappoint. You let fun.
Where's didn't?
You have all these rules, and you think they'll save you.
I have one rule.
Oh, then that's the rule you'll have to break to know the truth.
Which is?
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules. And tonight, you're gonna break your one rule.
I'm considering it.
No, there's only minutes left, so you're gonna have to play my little game if you want to save one of them.
Yeah.
You know, for a while there, I thought you really were a dent. The way you threw yourself after her. Look at you go! Does Harvey know about you and his little bully?
Where are they?
Killing is making a choice.
Where are they?
Choose between one life or the other. Your friend, the district attorney, or his blushing bride to be. You have nothing to threaten me with. Nothing to do with all your strength. Don't worry, I'm gonna tell you where they are. Both of them. And that's the point. You'll have to choose. He's at 250 52nd Street, and she's on Avenue X. That's just about.
This is, of course, Joker, or one of the best Jokers ever. Heath Ledger did a great job playing as Joker and showing the audience what chaos truly looks like. And spoiler alert, the movie doesn't end well.
No! No, not me! Why are you coming for me? No!
Rachel! Rachel!
Harvey. Okay.
Rachel!
Harvey, it's okay. It's all right. Listen. Someone.
Also, this movie is somehow PG-17 after Joker killed a man with a pencil after coming in with a bomb blast and causing a mass terrorist attack. Yeah, the Batman trilogy, The Dark Knight in particular, is very brutal, even though there's no blood in it. Overall, this is a step up from Batman Begins, as everything is 100% better. And now back to Batman Begins. Dark Knight Rises came out in 2012. This is a movie changed by Heath Ledger's death in 2008, a year after the release of The Dark Knight. So, who will attempt to beat Joker's record? Bane, a big and smart brute that tortures and challenges his foes mentally and physically. Batman will have to stop this beast and do a leap of faith. You'll get it if you watch the movie. The part where Bane is just walking towards Batman is easily the most tense scene in the movie. Bane, played by Tom Hardy, worked really hard to look intimidating and tough as Bane. He looked completely different from his normal look, that I was confused when I found out it was Tom Hardy who played Bane. He did a great job. Overall, this is a step down from The Dark Knight, but still great, especially in the acting. Now, on to Inception. probably my second favorite Nolan movie. It came out in 2010. This is a heist movie with a twist. The heist takes place in a dream. Alright, you might be a little confused, but the movie will explain to you how it works. But now how it made, how it fuck now not how it was made. Maybe because of my memory, but I've never heard a single word of how it was made or discovered. But you won't be asking that question while watching it anyways. So let's go on to the story. Cop, who's a mind thief, steals information from the dreams. Sato, a wealthy businessman, offers to wipe clean Cobb's criminal history, which will let him see his children again as payment for performing an inception on his sick competitor's son. Inception is spelled differently. Anyways, he'll have to assemble a team of thieves to help him on his mission. And as they embark on a dangerous put people in a long coma just to make someone think differently. This movie is on the second place for best cinematography for me. As there are beautiful slow motion shots and crazy fight scenes like the way Cop is played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Overall, this is a great movie with a well-written script, great acting, cinematography, and action choreography. Now, for my most favorite horror movie.
Look who's here.
The most beautiful Nolan movie ever. Interstellar came out in 2014. It's the best sci-fi adventure movie in my opinion. The movie is set in the near future where Earth will be inhabitable soon. Cooper, an ex-NASA employee and now a farmer, is dragged back into NASA after finding unnatural incidents happening in his house, like the dust forming into coordinates to somewhere. I'm not gonna tell you where. Anyways, Cooper decides to go on a mission with other astronauts to save Earth, but he has to leave his family behind. especially his daughter. As Cooper travels through space, he will face scientific challenges and he will lose friends along the way. Overall, it's great on everything. Maybe the script might explain too much, but you'll be distracted by the beautiful cinematography. And fun fact, they predicted what the actual black hole would look like, and yes, there's a black hole, and it is the most beautiful thing ever. Oh, and I committed a crime, and by not forgetting to talk about the soundtracks in these movies. They're the most beautiful pieces of music ever, and you'll never stop listening without the soundtrack. Inception's ending would look like no more like the most famous actor in Interstellar is probably Matt Damon, mostly known for Saving Private Ryan, where he plays Private Ryan. Now, let's move on. Dunkirk, released in 2017. It's a war movie taking place in World War II after the Wehrmacht pushed through France, surrounding the whole British army on one bridge and taking down France in a matter of days. The British army will have to escape the beach of Normandy, Dunkirk to the homeland, and with the help of the British Navy and the Air Force. This movie can be translated onto a book because there are so little dialogue. Like most characters in the movie, it doesn't even have names. Hell, Tom Hardy, who played it as a pilot, had a mask covering his face almost the whole movie. But you still know what they're thinking and feeling just by looking at their eyes. Yes, this movie is intense and scarier than most horror movies. Like, look at this. What the hell is even going on over there? Modern horror movies suck. Anyways, the movie takes a unique way of storytelling by showing 3 separate storylines: the air, wall, and the sea, happening at different times, and the audience will have to piece it together to properly enjoy, but you'll still enjoy it if you just don't want to piece it together. Overall, this movie is one of the most unique war movies ever, but with every action scene being tense, especially with the Hans Zimmer going hard with the soundtrack, and everything being done in real life without CGI. But this movie never really got me emotional, maybe because of me watching it too many times, but that is why I gave it the third place for my favorite Nolan movie. Oh, and this movie has Harry Styles in it. Now on to the last Nolan movie, my least favorite, but still great. Tenet, released in 2020, starring John David Washington as the protagonist. Yes, the protagonist is named the protagonist. Anyways, back to the casting. Robert Pattinson, the Twilight guy, as Neo. Elizabeth Debicki as Kat, and Kenneth Branagh. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with British people names? Anyways, that's Andre Sato, or the antagonist. Anyway, now onto the story. A CIA operative, after witnessing a strange incident, is thrown into a rabbit hole of mysteries and time after a few objects that can be manipulated and used as weapons in the future fall into the wrong hands. You have to save the world and destroy the weapon with the help of the people you meet while on the mission. The movie takes place at the same time as the first half of the movie. Well, the second half of the movie. I know it's confusing, but you'll understand it after you watch the movie. The action scenes are very unique, and the way it's shot is very cool. Overall, it's a great movie, with the only problem is that there are less emotion than other Nolan movies. Now to the final three movies. The Red Spectacles. So this is a pretty weird film, released in 1987. It takes place in a world where the Allies lose and Japan is a part of the Allies. But Japan still gets nuked by the Germans and gets occupied by them. As crime soared, the special unit was created to combat gangs and organizations opposing the government. In the late 20th century, the special unit gets disbanded. Many rioted. Three special unit operatives, Koichi, Midori, and Soichiro. Soichiro, sorry about that. Attempts to escape Japan, but only Koichi was able to escape. 3 years later, Koichi returns to Japan to rescue his friends, but something isn't right. This movie is an action movie, slapstick, comedy, and horror, but the comedy has a reason to be there. As I've already said, something isn't right. Overall, this is a beautifully shot film that slowly goes insane all the way until the end of the movie. Overall, it's a great movie. Why did I say overall again? It's a great movie, but not as good as a Nolan movie, but it's close to it. Now to the second movie. Jane Road, The Wolf Brigade, released in 1999. It takes place in the same universe as Red Spectacles, but it's set in the 1960s and it's a romance action movie. I don't know how to tell you the story without spoiling you guys, so I'm just gonna read the Google description for the movie. The movie Jinro is about those in society who are predators among prey, but these beasts never bother to change their shape. Like Red Riding Hood's wolf, they merely drape themselves in human clothes that do not even disguise the teeth, the eyes, and claws of the killer. Society rightfully fears them. In general, the Capitol Police are themselves hunted, marked for elimination as a force by their own government and by a public eager to forget the past. Very spooky. This movie is also the most disturbing deaths and has the most disturbing deaths and dead bodies ever for me. Overall, the animation quality is insane, and there are scenes that surprises you that it's done with hand animation. The world in this movie is very much alive for an animation. Overall, this movie is great, with the ending making me tear up a little. Now onto the final movie. Hat Labor 2, released in 1993, takes place in a world where, due to global warming, people are motivated to develop more technology, thus having a technologically superior world. It takes place in 2010 after a bombing of a bridge in Tokyo. The police force investigates it. As more attacks go on, they find out that the attacks are linked together and are designed to evoke the Japanese government to further panic and declare martial law. The police force has to find and stop the main perpetrator. This movie reminds me of The Dark Knight Rises, but the enemy doesn't act crazy like Joker, but he's an enemy that hides in the shadows. Overall, the cinematography in it is beautiful, as well as the animation quality. The movie is great and made me feel what I haven't felt ever since I've seen Dark Knight. Yeah, right. I guess this is the end now, so like and sub. What the?
What the hell, guys?
You didn't talk about my movie.
And our show.
But I haven't even watched it yet.
We don't care. Do it or you get a bullet in your head. BIIAAATCH.
Alright, I'll do it. But you gotta give me $100 first. Each. In my pocket. Yeah, that's it. Good.
I got to 5.
It's okay, just give it to me.
You sure you're gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Alright, then do it.
Alright, so, where do I find my house? Huh, it worked. Yes! I still have my money. Alright, oh well. I better do it then. Now, what background music shall I use? Breaking Bad is the best TV show ever. Just look at how many awards they get. It has great acting, cinematography, and character. It has 5 seasons, so it's gonna be a long watch. It's the story of a chemistry teacher named Walter White who works two jobs, gets lung cancer, and gets desperate for a cure that's too expensive. So he gets into the drug business with the help of his old student Jesse Pinkman, not Pinkman. Together they will rule the drug trade and become the ones who knock and slowly die trying to become the best, like most criminals. All the characters in this show have a purpose and goals, just like in real life. The only characters I'm not sure about is Walter Jr., aka Flint. It feels like he has the purpose but to be there, but I can't seem to think of anything. The villains, yeah, I forgot about the death. The deaths and the brutality in them in this show feels realistic, and there's a reason. There's also a reason why the person has to die and the brutality behind the death. Unlike other TV shows and movies that do it to shock the audience. Also, the villains in the show are insanely good. They're the most evil villains ever shown on TV. Tuco, Lalo, the cousins, Todd, Hector, Jack, Walter, and Gus Fring. Gus Fring is probably the most greatest villain in cinema history. He's professional, intimidating, and very smart and cold, and he'll get his hands dirty if he has to. He's the most memorable villain in the show. El Camino is a Breaking Bad film, and simply talking about it is a spoiler, so I'm not gonna talk much about it, and just say that's it. Fuck. I'm just gonna say that it's great.
Anda caliente el cartel, al respeto le faltaron. Hablan de un tal Heisenberg que ahora controla el mercado. Nadie sabe nada de él porque nunca lo han mirado. A la furia del cartel nadie jamás ha escapado. Ese compa ya está muerto. No más no le han avisado.
Right, I think that's enough. So please like. Payment.
Free lawyer for life.
Oh, wow, okay. Better Call Saul is a show taking place in the Breaking Bad universe. In my opinion, that it's better than Breaking Bad, and there are returning characters who died in Breaking Bad, since the show takes place before, during, and after Breaking Bad. It has 6 seasons, and it's about a lawyer named Saul and a squad named Slippin' Jimmy, as they slowly evolve from a normal scammer to a criminal lawyer. The show is also, I already talked about that. There's also an action movie starring the guy who played Saul and Jimmy, called Nobody. And it can be summed up with 1 sentence. This is what happens when you don't call Saul. It's probably the latest, most fun action movie out there, and it's a good break to lighten up your mood after you finish either of the 3 Breaking Bad films. I think that's all. Oh yeah. I forgot to talk about 1917. It's gonna be a quick one. This is a war movie set in World War I on 1917. So two soldiers, Blake and Schofield, are told to travel beyond the fire to the countryside and deliver a message to a friendly battalion to stop their orders to attack, as the Germans have prepared a trap for them. Will they make it, or only time will tell? This film is also shot in one take. That's great, cool and crazy. Alright, that is all I could talk about. Alright, I butchered my line here. Alright, that is all. Could talk about movies all day, but I chose not to. So like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video or in DMs if you message me.